band T-shirts. So your latest band, your Metallica T-shirts, etc., etc. I wear them, but I tend to wear them if I'm going to a metal club or if I'm going to a gig or something like that to show support for that particular band. But why I don't ever wear heavy metal T-shirts with a band logo on to go down to the park or go out to do other things. It's for whenever I'm going in those scenarios. So why do people wear T-shirts in everyday life, like you're going to the supermarket? And I'm not criticizing people for doing it. I just want to understand if there's a thought process behind it, or if it's just that you only ever own heavy metal T-shirits.
Can I jump in?
It's a bit of both, I think. But
You hit the nail on the head. I don't own any other clothes.
Yeah, literally.
I pretty much, you've literally just got that plaid shirt and that's it, and some heavy metal T-shirts.
I think I've got black heavy metal shirts or plain black T-shirts.
Yeah, I'm like, have I got a metal shirt on here? I'm not actually sure.
It's like, I've got to dress up. I'll put on my plain black
the other
shirt.
ones who are not wearing a band T-shirt.
I want to throw it back to Andy because I know Andy does wear his lots of T-shirts and stuff like that. So I'm curious from Andy's point of view. Is this what's the reason for putting those T-shirts on when you're going out for day-to-day life?
It's just my identity. It hasn't always been, but for many, many years, you know, the black jeans, band T-shirt, that's me. I think I've got one non-band T-shirt, but that's from Chris from Own Your Life sort of clothing brand. That's the only sort of non-metal band T-shirt I own and wear. I have got suits, I've got smart shirts, but they're worn on the occasions that require them. I don't need to look smart for my job. I've got a job work uniform. It's just me. And it saves a hell of a lot of money trying to keep up with the trendy latest styles, which it's not my thing anyway. Never has been really, to be honest. But when I was sort of in relationships in particular, where you've got to be a certain type of person, I am myself now. You know, it's hard to keep up with. You know, what style of casual shirts are all the lads wearing now? I've never been a lad. It's just me. It's what I feel comfortable in. I wouldn't feel comfortable in anything else. It's just my identity, and I love it.
100% agree. Yeah, and you are a lad, Andy, but you're in your own way.
So did that start though when you were like younger and stuff like that? So when you were younger,
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
when you first started going to gigs, you buy your T-shirts because I know when I started going to gigs, the first gig I went to was Cannibal Corpse, and so that was the merch booth. Buy a T-shirt, and it was like, yeah, support, and then I'd wear it to school because I was still at school at the time when we went to Cannibal Corpse. Sneaked in, yay! But yeah, that may have even been one of them, to be honest. But yeah, I was 15, I think, when I went to that gig. But yeah, that at the time was something that you would show your mates and you'd show what bands you were into, and it was all about that kind of showcasing all the different styles and stuff of the music, and you were always sharing music and putting your CD player on, sharing it with the other guy, your mini disc player if you were so fortunate to suddenly jump on the mini disc revolution.
Tapes.
It's a great.
I was on the mini disc revolution.
Yeah, I never
and then
did
it
that.
went.
Yeah,
it's a great.
I've got loads to buy if anyone
well.
wants to.
So, what about yourself, like Mike? Is that a very similar sort of thing for what you'd think as well about the?
Yeah, I definitely resonate with what Andy was saying. Like, it's definitely been, a comfort thing, and just always worn band shirts. I remember like when I was a kid, you just go to Camden, you buy loads for like $5 each or whatever, and you just have loads of band shirts and whatnot. But with what you were saying, Dave, about buying it from shows, that's a good conversation starter. If you're wearing a tour shirt and someone else is at that show or whatever, like you could just meet someone anywhere, and you could be, 20 minutes later, you're having this really long conversation about music and all sorts of other things because you're both into the same thing and you're both at the same gig. So I think that's one of the cool things about it, to be fair, like, which is why I think from memory, so long as I've enjoyed the show, I've always picked up a shirt from either a support or this was from the Lamb of God show at Wembley a couple months ago. The Solos has opened up, and I've been meaning to see them for years. I love them so much, and they were just fantastic. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely like a conversation starter. Even just like the regular band shirts. There's like two. Obviously, there's a meme with like the two guys in like a Slayer shirt or whatever. But
Okay. what about yourself, Richard? Because you don't always wear like metal t-shirts. So, a lot of the time you do, but I've not always seen you in a metal t-shirt. So, what's your process on it?
I think I cared a lot more when I was younger, to be honest. Like when I was a teenager, I was like, all I want to wear is like band shirts, just constantly. You know, that's all I care about. But I don't know. I think now I just like I do definitely still wear band shirts and stuff. I have them all over the place. I don't really wear them to work generally because I mean like I could do, but I don't really like having to explain to like non-music people like, oh, what does that mean? You know, what's that weird logo? Like, what's that? Why is that artwork gross or whatever? You know, I just can't be asked to have that conversation. So if I just wear plain shit, then I don't have to think about it, which is nice. But no, yeah,
conversations like that.
Really, I get absolutely sick of it, man. Especially like at work or something. You know, I don't want. And then they'll be like, oh, like you in a band? And you're like, no, I'm not. Like,
I'm in any band.
I'm not in any bands. No, they're like, well, you know, sing us a song. Like, no.
Which band do you want me to sing it from?
Okay.
So, but no, in terms of like, you know, supporting the bands, because you know, the other thing is that buying a T-shirt is one of the best ways to just get money to the bands that you like. Really, you know, if you're not many people buy CDs, but you can just buy a T-shirt, and especially if it's a cool shirt that you like and they've got cool artwork. I just like stuff that looks cool, so you know, getting a band that has a cool logo or a cool album art and having it on T-shirt is like pretty sick. Yeah.
Cool. Kirk, you know, you're quite intermittent in your kind of T-shirt wearing. So how do you feel about these sort of things?
Yeah, probably a bit like Richard. When I was younger, teenager, you know, sixth form, college, up to my early 20s, I always used to wear a band T-shirt. And then I went through a phase where I stopped listening to new music. And then it's when I came to my late 20s and early 30s again, and me and my friends, we'd all become lads by then, you know, polo shirts, short hair. And we discovered we were still listening to extreme metal and proud of it. And then we started thinking, do you know what? Let's just continue wearing fucking Adidas and fucking jeans with holes in them and combing our hair, and people will be surprised when they say, what do you listen to? It's quite funny when they say, what do you listen to? They look at you and they just assume you like garage or some shit like that, and then you're like, oh yeah, you know, the latest Gojira album was excellent. Have you heard of this band called Meshuggah? And then you go through and you're like, fucking hell, I didn't know you were into that kind of music. So I kind of enjoyed that for a while, and then COVID came along and I spent really the last 3 years every day wearing shorts and a metal band T-shirt because I was working from home. So just to answer the question, I wouldn't go on a Preston North End football match with my brother-in-law and wear a Celtic Frost T-shirt, not because I'm ashamed. I just wouldn't do that. I would wear a polo shirt. At the same time, like Richard, I wouldn't really go into the office and display, you know, like a Nervosa T-shirt or Sepultura or anything like that. Again, not because I'm ashamed. I don't think. I just want to wear I just want to wear something that makes me innocuous in the office. But yeah, if I'm out, if I'm going to the pub, I might stick a Megadeth T-shirt on or something like that. I'm proud of it. And one last point as well, even though I keep saying that, because people don't buy CDs, if you want to help the artist, buy the merchandise. Look at that band, Die Artist Murder. They had a world tour booked. COVID came along and they unfortunately spunked, 19,000 Australian dollars on the merch, and it had all these tour dates that were not going to happen. So that just shows you now the industry. If you're a band, especially playing metal, you are going to rely on merch. So help the band. If you want to help the band that you love, like me wearing a Periphery T-shirt or Mike wearing a Silosis T-shirt, go and buy the merch. Should be proud of it. Like supporting the football team.
For sure.
Good point. Okay, there we go. We'll finish on that final point there from Kirk on that one.
Could he say something? Sorry.
No, you can't.
I also have one point in this, but I'll let
Go on then, I'll let you two talk again.
About I know I've talked a lot. I do apologise, but it's a good one. I had the coronation which happened recently. It was on the telly and it was on in the background, and I happened to look at it. Now this sea of quote unquote normal dressed people, there was a bloke standing there in a Meshuggah T-shirt, which the BBC cameras were on, walking underneath the camera, and he walks up to it and just goes like that. The T-shirt in a sea of these King enthusiasts was one of the funniest things I've seen. That's not the finest bit of pride of wearing that guy got up in the morning and went, "I'm wearing my Sugar t-shirt today."
Yeah,
It's
that's,
amazing.
Fair play.
there are definitely special occasions where it's right to wear a sick metal band shirt. You know.
Absolutely genius. It made my day. That did.
So could I just say, when I was in the late teens, early 20s, I had this rather abrasive T-shirt, which was the famous Slay Autumn Weihnacht, with the zombie Slayer thing, and I would go to festivals and you'd get people yelling Slayer at you, and then I went to Amsterdam and there'd just be random people in the street just going Slayer, and you just feel like, these are my guys, right? I've instantly found a drinking friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, like you start a conversation with them, and you realise you're kindred, kindred
Yeah,
shins.
well, it's camaraderie, kindred shins.
Yeah.
It's camaraderie, and as Andy said, it's identity. And I think, again, and as you said, Kirk, buy the band's t-shirt. You're walking advert. You're walking billboard.
Absolutely.
And you can be proud of it. It's on your person. It's the ultimate bit of band purchasing you can do, which supports the band and makes you feel cool and nice.
I don't think I could get away with wearing what was the Cannibal Corpse shirt that you've got, G? It's not Tomb of the Mutilated, is it? Isn't it?
Oh, it's probably really understated, like most of their t-shirts.
Yeah, but like the yeah, obviously, yeah, like that or like the Tomb of the Mutilated album art. I don't think I could get away with wearing that anywhere.
Well, that's
like,
a coronation then.
I don't wear it.
yeah.
Did anyone have the Cradle of Filth T-shirt, the notorious one?
Oh, with G,
I
yeah,
never
no.
bought that.
No.
No.
If I did, I don't think I'd wear it outside of like Bloodstock
yeah.
or something. There are shirts that I will exclusively only wear at festivals.
I can't
yeah.
remember if it was the actual band or someone wearing that shirt to the Vatican, but I remember that being a thing, and it was a real issue, obviously.
Oh yeah. I mean, it pops up at Bloodstock every year. There's
Yeah.
I think it's the guy who actually dressed as Jesus that's wearing it as well.
Yeah. I've got a Rotting Christ patch on my my patch jacket, and I kind of forget that's there sometimes. You know.
Brilliant.
Okay.